If you clicked on this video, chances are you're a young guy who's starting self-development, and the first things that people usually do when starting self-development is starting to take care of their health or just go to the gym and build muscle. So this video is going to be an ultimate beginner's guide to the gym. So with this video, I'll try to really guide you on how to start your journey going to the gym and start a journey that'll actually last for years, so that when you look back at it, you're like, oh, I've come a long way, right? So in this guide, I have 3 major parts in this video, and the first one and the most important one, and the first one you should focus on, in my opinion, is mindset and belief. So the first thing I wanted to ask you about is, why do you want to go to the gym? Like, why do you want this? Maybe it's because you want to be more attractive, right? Or you want to be more healthy, or you just want to feel better about yourself, right? So I want you to ask yourself, really, really, what's the intrinsic or extrinsic, like, driving force that is really making you want to go to the gym? And I want to talk about the power of limiting beliefs. And limiting beliefs are basically just like ideas that have been instilled and conditioned in your brain, whether by your parents or by yourself or by society itself, right? That are not going to allow you to actually stick to the gym or keep, like, they're not going to allow you to take care of your physical health. And some limiting beliefs might be just that you'll never be good looking, or it's too hard to build muscle. It'll take like 3-4 years minimum to make a good physique. You know what? That could either be a limiting belief or actually like a motivation, right? Because you actually need discipline to build muscle in the gym. It's not just kind of like a chill game where you just show up to the gym, right? And just do whatever and expect good results. You eat whatever with your diet and expect good results. This is like, it's just as hard as like the work you do at school or uni or at work. Like, you still have to put a lot of solid work to get decent results. So I want you to eliminate any limiting beliefs that you have before actually starting to look at your exercise or your diet, because the mindset is actually the most important part. I want you to also eliminate any excuses that you might have, because getting rid of all the excuses beforehand then puts you like in full accountability for the results that you get or the work that you put in. Because if you don't go to the gym tomorrow, it's your fault. Like, I don't care if like your car stopped working, it's still your fault. I want you to eliminate any excuse, even if they might be valid, because that's also a big part in self-improvement and becoming more of a man. It's like putting yourself accountable for every single thing that, even if it's maybe a little bit out of your control, you just put yourself accountable, put yourself responsible. Having responsibility is like a good trait of a man. Another thing I want you to do is rank your priorities. So where does health rank within like health, business, school, or uni, and relationships? Like, where does that rank? Because obviously the higher it is in your priorities, the more you should be putting work into it. So I want you, like, again, how much do you want this compared to everything else in your life right now? And then once you rank your priorities, I want you to set a good expectation for the amount of work you'll put in, as well as the amount of money you're willing to spend. So whether that's on gym memberships or supplements like protein powder, creatine, right? And time as well, right? How much time you're willing to put in every day to go to the gym, or how much time you're willing to meal prep, whatever, right? So all of that kind of encapsulates part 1 of mindset and belief. So again, I want you to ask yourself why you want this. Ask yourself, really dig deep into your limiting beliefs and your excuses. And then after you eliminate that, you rank where gym is, or physical health is in your priorities. And from then, you set your expectations for the time and the money you're willing to put in every week. The actionable step for this part of the video is to define your biggest limiting belief. And after you're done that, you write down how much time and money you're willing to put in every day of the week, like from Monday to Sunday. How much time you're willing to put in, and also how much money you're willing to put in, like let's say per month, into supplements like meal prep that you might want to pay for meal prep, or yeah, just overall how much money, and gym membership, right, too. How much money you're overall willing to invest in yourself, for your physical health. So moving on, part 2 of this guide is diet, because diet I think comes before exercise. A lot of people say like 70% of your gains come from the diet and 30% from exercise. I'll probably agree. I'm not really sure. I'm not a scientist. I didn't do research. But from my experience and seeing other people's experiences and results, I can tell that diet is so much more important, because it's important because the diet and the nutrition you get is what actually builds your muscle. Like your exercise tears the muscles, but the diet actually builds the muscle, makes you lose the fat, and yeah, it just like builds your actual physique. So the first thing I want you to do is determine if you're cutting or bulking. And this is not something that you're going to be interchanging with. Like once you decide, like if you're going to decide you're going to bulk, you stick to the bulk for minimum 6 months before actually deciding to maintain or cut. You don't. I see a lot of people like bulking for 1 month and then cutting for 1 month. And you know what? It is tempting, like, right? Because let's say you're bulking and then you, throughout the bulk you gain some fat and then you don't like how you look. It's gonna be so tempting to try to cut, but you're just gonna you throw out all the work you put in for that month or 2 months, just because you just can't keep a good mindset. So this kind of goes back to mindset, but you stick to whether you're bulking or cutting, and you stick to it for 6 months, I'd say, before you actually change. Once you decide that, I want you to define how many calories you're going to eat per day and the macros within those calories. So if you don't know how to get your maintenance calories, you can go to Google and just search up a maintenance calorie calculator. You put in your information, like your age, your weight, your height, and it gives you your maintenance calories. It's an estimate. It's not like exact, but I think it should be pretty accurate. And from then, you either decide how much you're going to add or deduct if you want to bulk or cut. And then for macros, the only rule I'd say to have is at least 1 gram of protein for every pound of body weight, or 2.2 grams of protein per every kilogram body weight. So if you're 160 pounds, you get minimum 160 pounds of protein to avoid losing fat. Like especially it's hard for people who cut, because you have less calories to get protein in. Like your calories have to be more protein dense, rather than if you're bulking, then you have more calories to be with. So not every meal has to be very protein rich. So I want you to decide that. Once you define your calories and your macros, I want you to pick a 10 ingredient diet. I know this is going to sound very hard, but the biggest improvement I saw in my diet is when I moved on from the ultra processed, highly processed foods, basically just poison. And I tried doing that at first, but then I just found the most improvement when I just stuck to a small set of ingredients, like 10 different ingredients, and that's it. That was my entire diet. So let's say potatoes, beef, you pick 3 vegetables, 3 fruits, like olive oil, and you have like 1 more, I think. I don't know. I don't really count. But that's pretty much your daily diet. It's gonna sound very hard, but that way you know exactly what you're putting in your food. You don't go and get that bread that has 10 different ingredients, or that cereal that has 50 different ingredients, or even like the oats. For some reason they have like 5 different ingredients, and a lot of them are ingredients that you can't even like understand. If you can't comprehend what the ingredient is, you should not be eating it, because it's literally pretty much poison or a chemical that you don't know how it's going to affect your body. So why would you want to risk it? And it's food that we've been eating our whole lives, and that's why we look the way we look. That's why I'm making this guide on how to go to the gym, because it's a problem that every guy has, including me. Every young guy, and even in general, has the problem of insecurity about the way they look because of the food that we eat. And with those 10 ingredients, you can then make like 3 to 4 different variations of meals that you can change out week through week. So let's say this week your 10 ingredients have been like chicken and rice, and the next week you change it to beef and potato, and you stick to that 10 ingredients. But that way you can experiment and see what works better for your body, as well as what do you enjoy more eating, and like you can see what makes you bloat, what makes you like gassy, I don't know. But you can see what foods you can digest better. And then the way to kind of perfect this diet is to go on any calorie tracking app like MyFitnessPal. Let's say that's the most popular one. Again, not affiliated. I'm not affiliated, but you can create your ideal daily diet on those apps and see exactly how much you should be eating of every one of those ingredients to get the perfect calories for your cutting or bulking, and then the perfect macros. You can also add any supplements of your choice. The best ones that I would recommend, first of all, protein powder. Make sure it's a good quality protein powder. Make sure it's not really ultra processed. Like the whey is processed, but actually whey protein is one of the only good ultra processed foods, because it's actually protein that would serve your body right. But everything else, like all these like weird ass names that they put on the ingredient list, will not be serving you good. Like that's 99% of them, I'm pretty sure, bro. Another supplement was creatine. Actually, I talk about this and I regret talking about this. Is one of my earlier videos. I talked about how I'm skeptical about creatine and all the different rumors with the side effects of creatine. But after that video, I actually did a lot of research, and I asked a lot of people that take creatine religiously, like for years now, and none of them really showed any side effects. So I started taking creatine, and I haven't seen any side effects so far. But it increases your strength, and it increases your water retention in your muscles. So it just gives you that extra strength and volume in your muscles. And then extra supplements could be like your vitamins, let's say, you can take a multivitamin, vitamin D, vitamin C, right? If you like any of these from your diet. It's hard to really track those like micronutrients, because macro is like protein, carbs, and fats, and then the micro are like all these vitamins and different things. It's hard to track them, so if you just take a normal dosage of these vitamins, then that way you're not that way you're hitting your daily dosage, but you're also not overdosing. I've been telling you like what to do and the foods you should add and the steps. Another thing I wanted to talk about are the foods that you want to avoid. The biggest thing that I want you to avoid are any seeds and seed oils, especially flaxseed when it comes to eating seeds. And then most seed oils are pretty bad for you, especially if assuming you're a man. I'm assuming only guys watch my videos. But any seed oils are bad for you, and especially flaxseed, because they increase estrogen in your body. So when they increase estrogen in your body, it's going to have some impact on your testosterone. And even if it doesn't, that estrogen causes a lot of problems for people. Like, it makes you feel lethargic. It gives a lot of people gynecomastia. And you don't want to be increasing your estrogen. Like, it should be kept at a relatively low level, like throughout your life, or at least when you're a young guy, right? You want your testosterone high and estrogen low. That's what makes you a man. Another thing that I want to talk about was soy. a lot of people tell us to avoid soy because soy has the same thing. It's a like estrogenic mimicking substance or whatever, right? But I did more research, and actually, at low levels, it doesn't really cause any negative effects. But you should be careful, and you should know how much soy you're eating. So any foods you're ingesting, especially like protein powder, has a lot of protein powders have soy, but the soys are at a low level unless you get a soy protein. Like specifically, if you get a whey protein, some of them have soy in their blend, but it does not hit that dosage to be enough to cause any negative effects. You should research this and see how much soy is needed, how much soy should be ingested to get those negative effects. But most people won't be hitting it unless you have a vegan diet. Then maybe that could actually have any impact because a lot of vegans eat a lot of soy. And obviously, like we talked about before, another food you should be avoid is any ultra processed foods because that's just poison, like we already said. And a tip for this part of the video for dieting that I had was intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting has also been one of the best things to improve my diet in terms of eating habits as well as brain function. Intermittent fasting is a powerful tool to help you with your eating habits as well as making you more productive when you do those high IQ tasks like doing any school work, business work, right? Because if you think about it, when your body is digesting food, it's using energy to digest the food that's in your stomach or in your intestines. But when you don't have that, you kind of just reserve the energy for your brain. And I feel like for me, it just makes me feel less lethargic because after a big meal or when you eat high fiber foods like oats or bananas, since they're hard to digest, I just feel very lethargic and my mind just feels very foggy. And possibly because I'm trying to digest the foods. It also helps people that are cutting because it kind of suppresses your appetite a bit because you're giving yourself, it's usually like a 8-hour window and then a 16-hour fast with your sleep in a 24-hour cycle. That's the most usual type of intermittent fasting. So I suggest you try it. Like give yourself from 12 to 8 as your eating window, and then make sure you don't eat like 2 to 3 hours before you sleep. So you can customize it to whenever you sleep, whenever you can eat throughout the day. And so the actionable step for this part of the video, which is diet part 2, is to create your ideal daily diet. And then now the last part of the video, part 3, and the part that you guys probably wanted to know the most about is exercise. Obviously, we're talking about the gym, so we have to go and exercise. For this, especially if you're a beginner, I'd say just don't overthink it and just follow a simple template that gives you a range of workouts that you can try and see what you like doing. You can improve your form in a lot of these exercises, and then after that you can actually explore the different type of exercises and you can do more research to see what has greater impact, what burns the most, what gives you the better pump. Like, I know we said we need to treat the gym as very intense work. At the same time, you want to make your work a little bit fun, right? Especially because you're doing a productive task going to the gym. You want to make it as fun as possible while still being productive. And that way you gain that extra motivation to go to the gym. Because it's good to have discipline, and discipline will get you through the hard work. But the days that you go to the gym when you're most motivated are the best workouts, pretty much. Because if you go to the gym and you don't really feel like it, you might have a decent workout, but you're never going to have a great workout. Like, it happens every once in a while. You're like, yeah, I don't want to go to the gym. I really don't want to do this. But then you go and you have like a really good time. It happens sometimes. But if you just go to the gym while being excited, being pumped to go to the gym, like, you just feel like you're gonna get a good workout in, you're usually just gonna get a great workout in all the time. So I want you to, if you're a beginner or you're relatively new to go to the gym, and if you want a template, I'll link my gym templates in the description down below, and you can just follow those templates for at least the first month. I'd say the first month, just focus on this template, and it's a push pull leg split, and I want you to do 2 of each every week. So let's say Monday push, Tuesday pull, and then Wednesday legs, and then you do it again. So Tuesday push, Friday pull, Saturday legs, and then Sunday's your rest. So I'm gonna link those in the description down below, just so you can get an easy and quick template that I actually started using when I first going to the gym, and I actually pretty much liked it a lot. One thing I would say is to also add cardio to your workout regimen. So like, let's say that Sunday that you have rest, you do a bit of cardio, or you do a bit of cardio on each of the days of the week, right? You customize it, but I want you to do cardio because cardio is actually really important for your health. It's also good for your mindset, like clearing out your head. Cardio is the best thing to just do exactly that, to build mental strength, like running for like a 10-kilometer, 5-kilometer jog. That will build so much resilience that will actually translate into different aspects of your life. So cardio is really important, and it's something that I incorporate. So it's not something that I provided in the templates, but it's something I'd say for you to add. Like, for example, just do it on a Sunday. Just to start, have it on a Sunday. And you can solely, like, let's say you can only run a 1K right now, 1 kilometer jog. You just do that. And then the better cardiovascularity you build, the longer you can go for. And then the harder you make your runs, like the longer or the faster. Yeah, like I said, stick to that regimen for a month. And then after that, you can slowly tweak it. And, you know, if like, because there's so many machines and different exercises that you see online and on YouTube, right? So it's important to actually experiment to see what's out there, because not everyone should be having the same workout routine, because, you know, like, you might, like, for example, everyone says incline bench is the best workout for chest, to build a good chest. But like, I don't do incline bench every time I go to the gym. Like, I do a lot of flat bench because I just feel good. Like, it just makes me feel happy when I do flat bench compared to incline. So sometimes I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do incline, I'm just gonna do flat bench. It's still relatively good for building a chest, but maybe not the most optimized workout. So that's just an example of what I'm saying with experimenting and actually building a template, like a workout routine that you'll actually enjoy. So my actionable step is to create your workout routines for the next month. And like I said in the description, if you want it, I don't get anything from it. It's a free template. It's just all for you, just to make your life easier. And that was it for this ultimate guide for going to the gym. We talked about first, part 1, mindset, part 2, diet, and part 3, exercise. I hope this was at least inspiring or helpful for at least one person watching this video, because then it makes this recording worthwhile. I wanted to end this video by wishing you the best in your gym journey, whether you're starting it right now or you've already started your gym journey a long time ago. I believe in you.